Downton Abbey looks like a polished Edwardian dream on screen, but what really happened behind the Grand Estate's doors might just blow your mind. Fact 1. Most fans know Downton Abbey was filmed at Highclere Castle, but they don't realise how close it came to ruin. When Julian Fellowes asked the Carnarvon family to use their home, much of it was in disrepair. Parts of the castle were unheated, leaking and falling apart after decades of neglect. The family only lived in a small portion because entire wings were uninhabitable. Filming fees helped pay for urgent repairs, saving priceless rooms from collapse. Actors often filmed with buckets catching rain just out of frame. Costume trailers doubled as warm-up areas when the castle was freezing. Portable heaters hummed so loudly they messed up sound recordings. Thermal underwear was hidden under Edwardian costumes to keep actors warm. Lady Carnarvon has said Downton Abbey practically rescued her family home. Tourism boomed once fans saw Highclere on TV, funding more restorations. Without the show, parts of this iconic estate might still be rotting. Its real-life decay matched the theme of fading aristocracy in the script. Crew members remember bats and leaks as much as fancy ballrooms. Sometimes the grandeur was all about camera angles. Highclere's survival is now as legendary as the Crawley family drama. This crumbling reality gave the show unexpected authenticity. It's ironic that a show about maintaining status saved a real, noble house. Today, thousands visit to see the glamour that once hid tarps and buckets. Behind every perfect scene, the castle's secrets nearly stole the spotlight. Downton didn't just tell history, it kept it standing. Fact 2. Maggie Smith's Dowager Countess is one of TV's greatest characters, but she's never watched herself play her. She once admitted on a talk show that seeing her own performance makes her cringe. Unlike her co-stars, she refused to sit through episodes after filming wrapped. Smith has said acting is about the moment, not the replay. Producers sometimes begged her to watch for continuity, but she rarely agreed. Her delivery was so sharp that writers added more biting lines just for her. She's won Emmys and a Golden Globe for Downton, without seeing the final edits. Crew members say she had a photographic memory and barely needed retakes. She kept her distance from wrap parties and fanfare, preferring her privacy. Her dry wit off-screen matched the Dowager's one-liners perfectly. Julian Fellowes has called her the secret weapon of the show's humour. Memes about Downton Abbey often revolve around her iconic zingers. Fans find it ironic that the queen of the show never saw her own reign. To her, the work was done the moment cut was called. Smith has always insisted her job was acting, not watching. Her attitude is common among stage-trained actors. Not watching may have kept her performance fresh each season. She said once, "Why watch it? I know exactly what happens." Despite her indifference, she's adored worldwide as the Dowager Countess. Her mystery makes her even more iconic to fans. Sometimes the best way to be timeless is to never look back. Fact 3. Downton's gorgeous Edwardian gowns hide more secrets than you'd guess. Costume designer Caroline McCall spent months researching period fabrics, but the crew had to make practical tweaks to keep the cast comfortable. Many dresses use zippers instead of tiny hooks so actors could change quickly. Footmen's shoes had rubber soles for safety on slippery marble floors. Corsets were often faux, made with stretchy panels for easier breathing. Lady Mary's dresses sometimes had secret shoulder pads for posture. Mics and battery packs were hidden in flapper dresses' lining. Velcro closures replaced buttons that took too long to do up. Thermal leggings kept cast warm under lightweight silks. Zippers and Velcro didn't exist then, but no one could tell on camera. The costume team balanced authenticity and sanity every day. Some gowns weighed more than 20 pounds and needed handlers. Outfits were sometimes so tight that actors fainted during long takes. Quick changes between scenes were a race against the clock. Hidden pockets were sewn for tissues to dab sweat discreetly. Posture coaches helped actors hold Edwardian poses in modern fabric. Moleskin patches protected delicate trousers from wearing out. Fans admire the glamour but miss the tricks that made it possible. Even Julian Fellowes praised the magic seams that saved shooting days. Without these hacks, Downton's elegance would have been a nightmare. Fact 4. To keep Downton Abbey believable, the actors needed to know every rule of Edwardian manners. A historical advisor taught them how to sit, stand, and even eat correctly. Each character's social rank determined how they moved and spoke. Footmen had to learn the exact way to pour wine and clear plates. Mistakes could break the illusion in a single shot. Some actors struggled with cutlery etiquette during huge dinner scenes. A single dinner table scene could take 12 hours to film. Plates of food were replaced constantly to keep them looking fresh. Crew members joked that the smell of cold gravy was the real villain. Actresses wore tight corsets so they could barely eat between takes. Maggie Smith often whispered sarcastic advice about posture to younger castmates. Even background extras had to learn how to bow or curtsy correctly. One slip-up could ruin historical accuracy for eagle-eyed viewers. Formal dancing scenes required weeks of rehearsals. The etiquette coach even advised on how to glance disapprovingly, dowager style. Some actors said they felt like they were at finishing school. Julian Fellowes insisted on accuracy, right down to napkin folds. This obsession gave Downton its authentic feel. Modern slang was banned on set to keep the vibe proper. All that training paid off in every elegant dinner and ballroom scene. Behind the grace was a crash course in Edwardian perfection. Fact 5. Julian Fellowes drew from shocking true events for Downton's drama. The sinking of the Titanic in the first episode reflects how real aristocratic families lost heirs overnight. Lady Sybil's tragic death mirrored actual childbirth risks of the time. Servants did elope with upper-class employers, scandalizing households. Thomas Barrow's struggle with his sexuality was inspired by real Edwardian laws. Homosexuality was illegal in Britain until 1967, decades after Downton's timeline. Characters like Carson and Mrs. Hughes were shaped by real servant memoirs. Fellowes read diaries and letters to capture hidden staff relationships. The Spanish flu storyline was also rooted in the deadly 1918 pandemic. Entire households were wiped out, shifting fortunes overnight. Fans forget that Downton's plots echo grim truths. Lady Edith's illegitimate child was based on real aristocratic cover-ups. Estate heirs were known to vanish into scandalous arrangements abroad. Downton showed how status couldn't always protect from ruin. Every storyline about inheritance battles had a historical twin. Even the financial crash plotline reflected the changing British economy. Fellowes once said real history was juicier than any soap script. He believed viewers deserved the raw truth behind the glamour. This mix of fact and fiction made Downton stand out. When the Crawleys fell, they fell just like real families did. The show's accuracy kept the stakes painfully real. Fact 6. While Highclere Castle provided the grand upstairs scenes, the servants' areas were shot miles away. The real Highclere basement wasn't practical for filming, it was too cramped and dark. Production built a replica servants' quarters on a soundstage. This allowed more camera angles and better lighting control. Actors could run through corridors without bumping priceless antiques. Some sets had secret breakaway walls for tricky tracking shots. The kitchen scenes were the biggest challenge. Historical advisors insisted on real copper pots and working stoves. But the food was often fake or reused for days. Actors joked about the smell of stale stew hanging around for weeks. Staff quarters were redesigned each season to match new storylines. Mrs. Patmore's kitchen was actually split in two to shoot different angles. Bell pulls and passageways were added as needed for drama. Some fans don't realise these sets never existed at Highclere. The illusion was seamless on screen. Actors said they felt like they were working in two worlds. Downstairs scenes felt more relaxed and warm despite the drama. The crew made the servant spaces feel authentic and lived in. Viewers still swear it's a real basement under the castle. It's proof of TV magic hiding in plain sight. It all looked effortlessly elegant on screen, but behind the scenes it was a daily costume marathon. Fact 7. Highclere Castle has its own resident peacocks that roam the grounds freely. During outdoor shoots, these birds often wandered into scenes uninvited. Their loud cries ruined countless takes, frustrating the cast and crew. Julian Fellowes admitted he once wrote around a ruined take because the bird wouldn't stop shrieking. Actors joked the Peacock should have had a credit in the opening titles. Sound engineers had to remove Peacock calls in post-production. On some days, the Peacocks perched right outside Lady Mary's bedroom window. Their cries would echo down the stone corridors, making dialogue impossible. Some crew tried bribing the birds with snacks to lure them away. One stubborn bird even pecked at cables during an important wedding scene. Visitors on castle tours have seen the birds strut around like they own the place. Lady Carnarvon says the Peacocks are beloved but uncooperative extras. They've become an inside joke for the Downton team. Fans often spot the birds in background shots if they look closely. The Peacock problem was never scripted, but always real. These birds prove nature doesn't care about TV schedules. Even an aristocratic estate has its noisy residents. Their unpredictable appearances added chaos to perfect scenes. Downton's grandeur was sometimes upstaged by feathers. It's the funniest real animal cameo in the show's history. Not all drama comes from the Crawleys. Sometimes it squawks. Fact 8. Despite the period setting, modern mistakes slipped in more than once. Fans have spotted plastic water bottles in promotional photos. In one early shot, a TV aerial was visible above the Downton roofline. A crew member once left a bright orange cone on the lawn during a wide shot. Sharp-eyed viewers spotted it when the episode aired. Coffee cups and sneakers have photobombed behind-the-scenes stills. Julian Fellowes said human error is inevitable on a busy set. The production team used clever editing to fix most slip-ups. Actors had to keep an eye out for accidental props during takes. Hidden power outlets were covered with period furniture. The biggest blooper was the viral water bottle photo. The cast posed perfectly in costume, but the bottle sat behind them. Fans shared it worldwide as proof even Downton isn't flawless. It became an accidental marketing boost for the show. Mistakes like this make the show feel more human. Historical purists point them out, but most fans just laugh. The crew doubled their checks after each viral slip. These hidden anachronisms remind us the past isn't so far away. Perfection is always just one coffee cup away from ruin. Fact 9. The nearby village of Bampton stood in for Downton's village scenes. Its church and village green became famous overnight. Tourists flooded in, sometimes hundreds per day. Locals had to adjust to camera crews blocking roads. Some complained about the noise and parking chaos. Others welcomed the extra income from visitors. Bampton's pub added Downton specials to its menu. Locals started selling maps marking filming locations. Church services had to be rescheduled to avoid clashes with filming. Householders often peeked through curtains to catch stars like Michelle Dockery. One local dog even photobombed a crucial wedding scene. Fans come from all over the world for selfies in Bampton's lanes. The vicar has said he lost count of how many times the church has been married in. Souvenir shops popped up, selling Downton mugs and tea towels. Some villagers still grumble about the crowds today, but the boost to the local economy was undeniable. Bampton's ordinary cottages became part of TV history. It shows how one show can change a quiet spot forever. Visitors now joke that Bampton is Britain's second most famous village after Weatherfield. Even when Downton ended, the fans kept coming. The village will always be Downton to the world. Fact 10. Behind the stiff upper lips, Downton's cast had their own juicy tales. Actors often passed real-life gossip to Julian Fellowes for inspiration. Crew overheard stories that made it into scripts later. Rumours of on-set romances were common, though rarely confirmed. Some footmen bonded like real brothers during filming breaks. A few actors accidentally revealed plot twists at dinner parties. Producers were known to keep secrets from the cast to avoid leaks. Wrap parties were famously rowdy compared to the prim show. One actor once lost a script in a pub, causing panic. The cast formed close friendships despite their characters clashing. They created secret WhatsApp groups to trade memes during filming. Some even made up backstories for background characters. Extras joked that the real gossip was spicier than anything on screen. When scandals broke in tabloids, cast members protected each other fiercely. Their off-screen loyalty made the on-screen betrayals feel more real. Downton's elegance hid real-world laughter, secrets, and a few regrets. Many say those bonds are what made the Crawleys feel like family. The cast's hidden shenanigans will never all come out, and maybe that's Downton's greatest unsolved secret. Bonus fact: Julian Fellowes didn't just rely on history books, he leaned on his own aristocratic connections. Before he became an Oscar-winning writer, Fellowes moved in upper-crust circles. He's a life peer himself, officially Baron Fellowes of West Stafford. Many of the Downton characters were inspired by people he knew at real country estates. He once admitted that the Dowager Countess's sharp tongue came from several formidable older ladies he met growing up. Friends with old family ties shared gossip about inheritance feuds and lost fortunes. These true tales shaped plot twists like Lady Mary's scandal and Matthew's sudden inheritance. Fellowes was also close with the Carnarvon family who own Highclere Castle. He used their real-life challenges, like roof leaks and costly upkeep, as inspiration. Sometimes he'd call Lady Carnarvon for inside details about how great houses run. He wanted the show to feel authentic, right down to staff meals and evening dress codes. Even some Downton dining scenes echo stories passed down through titled families. Peers and historians have praised him for capturing the fragile dignity of the aristocracy. Fans often don't realise the Crawleys' triumphs and disasters mirror real noble struggles. Without these first-hand connections, Downton Abbey would feel like a costume drama. Instead, it became a living snapshot of a vanishing world. Fellowes says that's why Downton rings true, even in its soapier moments. When real dukes and countesses compliment your research, you know you got it right. Downton's fiction is deeply rooted in Britain's upstairs-downstairs reality. The best secrets come straight from the drawing rooms of history. Sometimes you just need the right friend with a title to spill the tea.